impossible to forgery of our request. If you provided that CSRF token, then only Django is allowed to submit form, otherwise no. If it is a normal HTML form, CSRF token not required. Directly it will submitted. Only Django forms ke restriction. If we configured CSRF token in the HTML form, then only Django will accept our form. Otherwise, no. That is the CSRF token. So now, once I'm entering data to the form, how to read the data, how to process data from this fields. Two values are their name and marks. How to read this data, storing later, and I will tell. Present, just I want to read, just print in the console, print statement. First of all, how to process this data from the form. Okay. In the views.py, I am written one line, form equal to class name, student form. This is object dot created. This is the reference variable. It is pointing to empty form, no data. Once user enter the name Sunny and some marks, this form can be held by, then I can go with that empty form can be overridden with student form request dot post. What is the difference between these two statements? Both are creating object only. Student form with parenthesis object created. But akkada empty object I created, ikkada I am passing some argument. This form variable can hold empty form. This form is hold empty form. But this form can hold user provided data. This form object contains user provided data will be available there. And why I am given post means once I am clicking on submit, that is the post request or get request. What is the difference? Means just now I will give the clarity. Which request get request, which request post request. Suppose I'm entering URL, I'm sending. This is also one request. You can enter google.com, send one request, facebook.com request. ఆ రిక్వెస్ట్ అనేది గెట్ పోస్ట్ హౌ టు డిసైడెడ్. సో నౌ హియర్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఈస్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ ఎంప్టీ ఫామ్, దిస్ ఈజ్ యూజర్. ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఫామ్ కెన్ బి హోల్డ్ దిస్ వన్. మరి హౌ టు రీడ్ ద డేటా మీన్స్ వాట్ ఎవర్ డేటా యువర్ ఎంటరింగ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ దెర్ ఈస్ వన్ ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ డిక్షనరీ ఈస్ దేర్, cleaned underscore data. A predefined dictionary. What is the dictionary name? Cleaned underscore data. In the dictionary, Your key value, name is the key, sun is the value, marks is the key ante you know already Python dictionary, but a dictionary name fixed cleaned data equal to name colon sunny comma key marks colon 90. This dictionary. You have to tell how to read data from dictionary. Clean underscore data of, can I ask name? Yes or no? No? Yes, once a dictionary key value pair is there, dictionary name of name, the Sunny will be reading. Clean underscore data of marks, 90 will be provided. Print in the variable. So your main thing, this is empty form. This is user provided data. The data will be stored internally in one dictionary. The dictionary name is fixed clean underscore data. From there, I have to read the data, print in the console. అయితే once clicking on submit, it is one request. Enter URL submit, one request. In the Facebook, forgot password link is there, one request. Enter username password submit button, all are request to the server. Which request is the get, which request will be treated as the post. So first of all, how to process input data from the form inside views.py file. ఆ ఫామ్లో ఉన్న డేటాని హౌ టు రీడ్ అండ్ హౌ టు ప్రాసెస్ ద views.py. So first one, this one. This meaning is empty form object to display form to the end user. Same request dot post, I'm passing one argument. Then that empty form will be overridden. This form contains end user provided data. That is the difference. First line ki, second line ki. Clean underscore data is a dictionary which contains end user provided data. Clean underscore data is a one predefined dictionary which can hold your data. So how to read form dot clean underscore data of name. The name entered by end user. Max. The marks entered by end user. Form dot is underscore valid. It is checking minimum validations. And without entering username, without entering name, marks. Next tomorrow I can use some form validations. Name minimum 3 characters. Then is valid method is validating to check whether validations are successful or not. At present, no validations. It will continue. Next, I will do some validations. Student name minimum 3 characters, maximum. Name start with sounds the letter. Marks are not negative marks like that. So, as a end user, we are sending a request to the server. For example, if I open the google.com, I'm typing some URL, clicking on enter, and I'm sending one request to the server. Server is given response Google page. If I'm given Facebook, send the request. Server responding given the page. If I click in forgotten password, so everything request to the server, I'm getting the response. Now our form also enter URL, click on submit. Request server response is this is the response. I am entering the username and marks. Submit. ఇది కూడా request. Which request is the get? Which request is the post? How to identify? ఇప్పుడు ఐఎమ్ గివెన్ సో మెనీ రిక్వెస్ట్ కదా, ఇందులో విచ్ ఈస్ ద గెట్, విచ్ ఈస్ ద పోస్ట్, హౌ టు ఐడెంటిఫై? Get request, there are so many ways are there. I am typing URL facebook.com, click on enter, get request. Type Google request. In address bar lo any URL if I'm typing, clicking on enter button, that is the get request first one. There are multiple ways to send the get request. First one, typing the URL in the address bar and clicking on enter. Adi considered as a by default get request. And in the Django also, start server, send the request. The request is get. Any URL, type the address bar, clicking on enter button, get request. Adi first get request. Suppose ikkada Facebook lo this is one hyperlink. If I'm clicking on this, ఇది కూడా ఒక get request. It will display one page for me response. If I'm clicking on these links, that is also treated as a get request. Clicking on hyperlinks, it will be treated as a request. Clicking on hyperlinks, a GET request only. And within the form, yesterday input.html form ఇచ్చాం కదా, ఇదిగోండి method equal to I'm given get. Then whenever I'm clicking on submit button here, which request it is a get request, because I'm given method equal to get. అదే ఇక్కడ పోస్ట్ ఇస్తే ద రిక్వెస్ట్ ఈజ్ పోస్ట్. ఏమీ ఇవ్వలేదు. దెన్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ప్రొవైడ్ ఎనీథింగ్. బై డిఫాల్ట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ టేకెన్ యాజ్ ఏ గెట్ రిక్వెస్ట్. Submitting the HTML form without method attribute. అంటే అసలు ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ ఎనీ మెథడ్ attribute, then I'm submitting. Then also get request. అదే if you submit, ఇదిగోండి method equal to get. ఇప్పుడు కూడా it is one submit button, it is which request? Get. So form will be decided. So typing URL in address bar, hyperlinks without method attributes, no method, get. Last option, submitting HTML form with method attribute of get value. ఇలా 4 ways are there to get the request. Post ki only one way. Give method equal to post, then only it is considered post request. Otherwise all get only. One way to send the post request, that is submitting HTML form with method attribute of post. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఇదిగోండి ఫామ్లో యూ కెన్ గివ్ మెథడ్ ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ గెట్ పోస్ట్, దెన్ ఆల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ కన్సిడర్డ్ పోస్ట్ రిక్వెస్ట్. అది విచ్ రిక్వెస్ట్ విల్ బి ట్రీటెడ్ యాజ్ గెట్, విచ్ ఈస్ ట్రీటెడ్ యాజ్ ఏ పోస్ట్. So that is which request get to post. Get ki 4 ways are there. Post only one way within the form, method equal to post. Now whatever data I am entering, read first, print in the console ikkada. After that I can display to the HTML file. Sir, here I want to add one more extra column, roll number. Come to here, roll number, forms dot integer field. Nothing, just refresh. Added. These three I want to read and display to the console. Go to the views. Views. Already unda. Okay. Sir, now observe carefully. This form is displayed empty form. Ante already empty form displayed. Just now I'm telling user provide data. How I'm getting? This is the line. So once I'm entering here name, roll number, marks, click on submit. Which type of request it is a? Post or getter? Which request? Within HTML, what I'm given? Post request. So if the method is the post request, because I am given intentionally method equal to post, it is a post request. I will write the code. Go to views. If request dot method equal to post, then only observe pass. Appude this line executed. If it is not post request ante, whenever I'm started server, typing URL, clicking on enter button, get a post. I'm entering URL, clicking on enter button. Is it a get request or post request? Get request. Once it is get request, then what is the code? This code not executed. Empty form, dictionary created form. Sir, instead of creating dictionary, all this nonsense, that you can pass. So am I sending empty form or no? Yes, because of get request. When it is post request means whenever I can provided name, number, marks, submit, post request. Now this code will be executed internal code. This form is empty form. I want to override this form to user provided data. How? Request dot post. Minimum validations if form dot is underscore valid. Ante suppose if I'm not entering any name, number, marks, then it is asking print form validation success and print data. So whenever it is the get request, empty form is created, forwarding the empty form. Whenever submit button, it is the post request. Form will be this. Once it is valid, line number 9 printed in the console. Check this. First get request, empty form. Enter some details. Enter the max, submit, post request. Then come to console. Form validation success and print the data. Ante control will be goes to successfully into line number 9. Ante this block is executed successfully. I want to print the name, roll number, all the things. Print name. How to get the name? And allows the name. What is the reference variable? Form. What is the dictionary name? Clean underscore data. What is the key? Name. Just now I'm telling now. This form provided user data. Cleaned data is the dictionary. Name is the key. Will be printed. Next. Roll number. How to get the roll number? Form dot cleaned data of what is the key? Roll number. Print. Marks. Form dot cleaned data of marks. So if form is valid, validation success, all the values will be printed in the console. So first get request, empty form will be displayed. Enter the data, marks, submit. Post request. Come to here. Form validation success. Name, roll number, marks will be displayed. So this is the way of providing the data. How to send this data to the HTML file key? Okay, fine. Now, sir, once I submit, form is not cleared, but it will display 3 times data. Form validation, form validation. 3 times. Once I provide the data, I want to clear the form. What I was doing is cut this line. Here you can enter. The meaning is whenever request is the post, then only this line executed. But first one is get method. Then this total code not executed, empty form created, submitted. If the post request, then only this code executed. Check it. Post request. Enter the name. Enter the marks. 98. Submitted. Form cleared. Empty form. Now ఇది one day. Form value success values. Bunny 123.98 will be displayed because once it is submitted all the values, Malli last line executed empty form displayed to the end user. How to send this data to the HTML file? Okay, here I have to take two variables. Submitted equal to false, student name equal to empty. Now once I submit the form, student name I have to take form dot clean underscore name. Next, submitted equal to true. Based on this, you can send all the values in the dictionary because I have to display into the where HTML form. Form, next key, submitted, comma, next, student name, colon, student name. This data I want to send it to HTML file. The views.py. మొత్తానికి అడ్జేసి కేబిహెచ్పికి వచ్చిందంటే అలర్ట్ ఇక్కడ పెట్టారు ఇప్పుడు టార్గెట్ ముందు ఇక్కడ ఎవరెవరు ఉన్నారు హాస్టల్లో నియర్ బై కేబిహెచ్పికి పెట్టారంట టార్గెట్ ఇప్పుడు నాకు తెలిసి ఈవినింగ్ క్లాస్ పెట్టరు చూడండి ఇది ఎక్కడ బ్రేకింగ్ న్యూస్ వచ్చిందంటగా ఇది ప్రజెంట్దేనా పాతదా ఇది లైవ్ కాదనుకుంటా లైవేనా ఏమన్నా డబ్బులు గిబ్బులు ఉంటే ఖర్చు పెట్టేసుకోండి మొత్తం ఇప్పుడే. దాచుకొని వేస్ట్. ఏదైనా బాంబు వేసారని కలిసి మొత్తం మర్చిపోయింది ఏమైనా ఉంటే దాచుకోవద్దు. లేని ఇది ఇప్పట్లో ఆగది. శాలరీ మాకు 5వ తారీఖు ఇచ్చారు. ఇచ్చారు, వాడేసాను కూడా మొత్తం. ఇలాంటి ఏదో జరిగిద్దని. సార్ నౌ టేక్ ద views.py. So now, in the views law, I'm reading all the data. When submitted will become true false means if the request is post aite, submitted will become true, the data is available. If the get request name is empty, submitted equal to empty. Go to the HTML. Yes. Here I want to display the details. Student form. This will be displayed. So ఇది input form come to here inside per sorry percentage if submitted. If submitted means that is true. If submitted value kanaka true aithe, I want to display the student information. If submitted equal to make it as a empty కాదు, take a false. S name empty. ఇక్కడ false. Get request అయితే false. Post request అయితే true. Yeah. If submitted, I want to display or else block. Yes. I want to display the form else student input form. End if. Okay. Now, if submitted true, I want to display the student details. If submitted equal to false, else block executed, student form end if. Empty form will be displayed. How to display the student details? H1 student with the name curly brace. Sorry, what is the key? Yes, name. Processed successfully. Next, take the H2 tag. Enter next student information. One horizontal line will be displayed. So if submitted true, whatever data I provided come to here. If it is a post request, I'm taking all data submitted true. Get request this code not executed, false, student empty, send the empty form. Server started. Come to here. Refresh the page. Get request. We are not getting anything into the console. Student name, student roll number, student marks, submit, post request. Student with the name Radhika processed successfully. Enter next student information. If you want, enter 103, marks 89. Submitted successfully. Enter student name, student marks. Is it really submitted or no? Go to the console, check it. Form validation success. Radhika 102 90. Lily 103 1. Katrina marks. Like that. I'm not storing into the database, just displaying in the console only. If you want to store database, models are required. From there, I have to store the data. This is the way how to send processing data from the form to the console and HTML file. So this is the way how to read the data from the form and display to the console. Next, one more app, feedback, feedback project. Generally, sometimes our people are asking the Python, give the feedback, your valuable feedback, like that they are asking. Like feedback we have to provided. ఏమంటున్నాడు యాడ్ వేసుకుంటున్నాడు. స్కిప్ ఉంది ఇక్కడ. ఏంది ఇది? So now feedback project. So create the project Django hyphen admin start project feedback project py manage.py start app test app project created. Next, so create one forms.py class, Python class, Python file, sorry. Feedback, go to settings, install apps, test app. Right click on test app, go to new Python file, forms from Django, import forms. Now take the class feedback form. Forms dot class name is the form. General guy hand ask name of the student forms dot character field. Roll number forms dot integer field. Next mail ID forms dot email field. Final గా feedback forms dot character field. Widget is the parameter forms dot text area. This is the form class. Name character field, roll number integer, mail ID. Feedback text area means rows and columns are available. So views.py is the responsible to send the form to the HTML file. Views. Def feedback view request. Create empty form from test app forms import feedback form is the class. Create object for this class. Take one variable form. First send this empty form. Return render request comma test app slash feed dot html. Create one form colon form. HTML page is required. Right click directory templates. Right click new directory static templates new directory test app. HTML file. Under static, new directory CSS. Right click, new normal file, feed dot CSS. Settings, declare two variables. Template underscore dir equal to base template dir static files underscore dirs. Done. ఇప్పుడు just display the form. Just here I want to display H1 student feedback form. Views dot feedback view from test app import views. Restarted. Come to here. Server address. Student feedback form. How to get the form? Take the form tag. And ఇక్కడ form tag ఇదిగోండి. Method equal to post icon provided by default. Curling brace form dot as underscore p. Form came. One button is required. Security reason purpose,